I recognize now a colleague from Oregon who gets this, who understands about the dignity of work and fighting for our people. Gentlelady from Oregon, Ms. Hoyle.
Thank you. I'm Val Hoyle, and I represent the Central and South Coast of Oregon. I'm a proud third-generation union member with a background in sales and international trade, and I came to Congress to fight for working people. My family's path to the middle class was made possible because of the labor movement. My grandfather immigrated from Ireland and worked as a union laborer building bridges. It was hard work in unsafe conditions that are significantly better because of the building trades unions. My father was a firefighter and became president of his union to fight for better wages and safer working conditions. The contract he and his team negotiated while management tried and failed to break his spirit took his members from poverty wages to a family wage job. IAFF Local 789 is still working under that contract 40 years later. I grew up going to union halls and picket lines and with my father fighting to elect pro-worker candidates. So naturally, I became a member of Unite Here Local 26 as a union waitress during the AIDS crisis, where fellow union members had the dignity of health care and death benefits when they needed them because we belonged to a union. And I'm proud to say my son's a Teamster. I understand what's at stake for the working people of this country and my district because it's my story too, and I came to Congress to fight for everyday people to have a fair shot, to live in dignity and make a fair wage while they work hard and provide for their families. That's why I believe in economic populism, which is not just about talking at people. It's about listening to them and truly representing them. The fact is, workers feel left behind and that the two-party system doesn't represent them. Republicans have tied in with billionaires and restricted the rights of workers to organize and have union representation wherever possible. And while they're telling them that their enemy is their neighbor. And too many Democrats show up on a job site seemingly from a sense of noble obligation with wonky academic explanations about why everything's fine, even when everyday Americans can't make ends meet. I had an operating engineer tell me last week that he thinks both parties are pissing on his leg and telling him it's raining. We have to understand that working people do not want a handout. They want a good job and a pathway to the middle class and a comfortable retirement. And those opportunities have slipped away for too many people. When people tell us they're struggling to afford prescription medications, we can't turn around and tell them that they're wrong. We need to listen to them and hold Big Pharma accountable. When people tell us they see government as overly bureaucratic and complex, we can't dismiss that experience and say it's all fine. We need to ensure that taxpayer dollars are spent responsibly. So of course, addressing waste, fraud, and abuse is important. We also need to make sure our veterans, our seniors, and the most vulnerable among us receive the benefits they've earned and not break government under the guise of efficiency. Democrats are the party that championed and protected things that working people rely on, like the Affordable Care Act, Social Security, stronger unions and workplace protections, the 40-hour work week, overtime pay, public education, and strong consumer protections. However, we need more Democrats whose filter for what they do in Congress is, will this help working people? As opposed to giving lip service in some disconnected way. We should all be fighting hard against corruption and for a real path to the middle class. Young people want to be able to work one job and afford to buy a home and raise a family. And that is not the reality for too many Americans. That's what Democrats should stand for and be working for every day. Our party must embrace economic populism and fight to revive the American dream, standing up for working people and giving them a chance to succeed. I yield back.